I'm really curious to see Reed Richards and Sam Wilson interact in Doomsday and Secret Wars, because when I look at them two, I look at some similarities between Steve and Tony. Sam is the new moral emotional anchor for the MCU, and Reed Richards, going into Doomsday and Secret Wars, is the genius to save us all. After watching Fantastic Four First Steps, Reed Richards is brilliant. Mr. Fantastic is a genius. He's very intelligent, but his mind can also be a weakness for him. Some would say his knowledge could be a curse. And it really reminds me of what Thanos said to Tony on Titan, that you're not the only one cursed with knowledge. Tony's curse of Thanos invading New York back in 2012 led him to trying to make Ultron in 2015, which led to the Sokovia Accords in 2016, which led to them fighting on different sides in 2018 in Infinity War. Reed Richards is an overthinker. If Reed can't solve the problem with math or science, that's where it starts to get bad. Reed Richards is going to fail to save them all. Where there is Doom, there is Reed Richards. That's just a fact. When we get to Secret Wars, Sam will be the one working with everyone else to keep everyone morally grounded. Sam is very emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware. And it's no coincidence that the Russo brothers introduced Sam in the MCU as a counselor, the one job Steve Rogers did besides fighting in Endgame. Reed Richards is also rumored to be one of the main leads in Doomsday, and it makes sense. Reed Richards is now burdened with the weight of trying to save the multiverse and protect them from Doom. Even though Doom is trying to save the multiverse, because of how he goes about it is what makes him the villain. It makes sense because you need both. In a world full of monsters, mutants, gods, celestials, titans, you need grounded moral clarity. That's where Sam Wilson comes in. That's what he thrives in. And not only just that, you also need genius, you need brilliance, you need outer world impossible calculations. That's where Reed Richards comes in. Those two together are unbeatable. That's literally what Endgame was. No one figured out how to make that time GPS until Tony did it. And while everyone was stressed out and bummed out, it was Steve who was keeping them grounded. Right before all the Avengers go back in time to get the stones, Steve is the one giving the speech. You see the look on Tony's face. He don't think they're gonna win. Now it's Sam's turn, and it's also Reed's turn. After watching Fantastic Four First Steps, I don't think it's Doom that was in the Fantastic Four ship that we see in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. I think it's the Fantastic Four coming them to warn them of the upcoming threat. Similar to how Bruce Banner warned Strange and Tony about Thanos arriving. Notice how both places are also in New York. Doomsday, I know it won't be a copy and paste of Infinity War, because I don't think they'll be split on different sides like they were in Infinity War. I think the Avengers and the Thunderbolts will most likely be together. The Fantastic Four might not even get to the Thunderbolts first. I still believe Sam or Carol Danvers, one of them is in space. Wakanda can detect things that come from space. Somebody's gonna get to somebody quickly. So wherever the Fantastic Four land, bro, one of these teams is gonna be there when they land. If the Fantastic Four are met by the arrival of the Thunderbolts first, I believe for a fact Bucky's gonna get to Sam. Where Tony didn't call Cap in Infinity War, Buck is going to call Cap and Doomsday. The post-credit scene literally starts off with Avengers Doomsday. So Avengers Doomsday is not going to start off with Doom killing all these people like we saw Thanos did in Infinity War. As intelligent as he is, I think he knows it would be easier to have them fight each other or fight them one by one. Nothing is entering the Earth's atmosphere without the Thunderbolts and Wakandans knowing about it. Doom could eliminate the Council of Kings using the power of Franklin Richards. The Council of Kings are a threat to his supremacy. He wants to be the only ruler on top. He wants to be number one. He wants to be God Emperor Doom. Only threats and competitors to that rule, Loki and the Council of Kings. He can't rule the multiverse if the multiverse is still conquered by Kang and his council. He could easily use Franklin Richards' power cosmic to erase the Council of Kings, similar to how Wanda got 98% of the mutant population in the comics when she said no more mutants. If Loki's a target for Doom, the Council of Kings are an even bigger target for Doom. Like Doom, Kang is an Avengers level threat. He's a multiversal level threat. And it's also a great way to assert Doom's dominance. Similar how in the beginning of Infinity War, we jump right into Thanos decimating Thor and his people. If the Avengers are fighting the X-Men and everyone's fighting each other, that's the perfect time for Doom to go after Loki and kill the Council of Kings and usurp all these levels of power while he sits the one at the throne. And before they realize it, they're all stitched into one world, which will be Battle World. If they don't want to use the 2015 storyline where he gets the power of the Beyonder, they could easily just use Franklin Richards to give him this power to be God Emperor Doom. The next big threat to Doom's supremacy is obviously Thor. He wants to be a god. Thor is an actual god. And after Thor, it would be Doctor Strange. Not just Doctor Strange, Wong, and if from 8th grade universe, if Mordo decides to show up, he would be a threat as well because he's also Sorcerer Supreme. The last and final threat to match his genius is obviously Reed Richards. Combine all these, they could be a big obstacle for Doom. What if Doctor Doom doesn't steal Franklin Richards? What if Doctor Doom is a well-trusted friend of the Fantastic Four? I think an alternate route they could go with this is, instead of stealing Franklin, he manipulates and convinces Franklin to come with him. He could show Franklin the collapse of the multiverse, all these people dying, all these universes pruned. He could easily emotionally manipulate him that his power cosmic is the only way to save the multiverse and the threats that are to come. And Doom is also a genius with tech and a master sorceress. He could use a mystic ritual or create a machine that could harness Franklin's power cosmic, either create a universe or destroy a universe, or to create Battle World. And even though Kang isn't at the end of time anymore, and now it's Loki, Kang is still a threat because of his counsel and the knowledge he has of the multiverse. Like Doom, Kang probably wants to target Loki to get back in control. The three main Kangs were worried about them touching the multiverse. And as we've seen in Loki Season 2, Loki is there. He did more than touch it. He's the one putting it together. Doom could do a ritual like what Wanda did in Multiverse of Madness when she was trying to use America Chavez's power. Since all the dark codes are destroyed, there's so many other mystic artifacts he could use like the Book of Ashanti.